Hey guys, welcome to the Middle Aged Metalhead. I am Aniruddh Gollapudi, and today I'll be reviewing an album which would fall under the category of albums that you may have missed. This is the debut full-length album by the Boston-based hardcore power violence act Cerce, titled Cowboy Music, which was released in 2021. A brief background about these guys. These guys were formed in 2011, and from a period of for a period of 3-4 years, these guys were fairly active, releasing a lot of demos, EP, split albums, and so on and so forth. And shortly thereafter, I think they suddenly vanished from the scene. Somewhere around 2018, 2019, these guys made like a small comeback, and from there on, I think in 21, these guys released the full-length album. All of a sudden, like no real promotion, just go on Bandcamp and click and find, oh, these guys are back and they have an album, right? So, speaking of this album, this is mostly it's literally where the band just left off back in 2014. It's a little more concentrated effort than the more say schizophrenic sound which they had last time when they were active. Say compared to the split album they released with Stress Case, or their demos and How to Be a Woman EP demo, whatever that was, the 4-song demo, I think. And it's basically a continuation of that sound, but in a more concentrated effort. The power violence elements have reduced a little bit. It's more on the hardcore side, but there are elements where the band really dials back up and delivers and how. So I think my choice cuts from this album would be the album opener, Back from the Dead, which literally addresses which literally the band has written to address their 8-year, 9-year absence, literally Back from the Dead. Then the follow-up track, Fate, which just has this insanely catchy riff, and midway through the song it goes into like this pseudo breakdowny, but at the same time it maintains like this bounce which really engages you as a listener. Then I think after that, one of my other favorite tracks would be Pink Rose, which starts off with an isolated simple guitar note and then slowly starts building and building and building and building till it really explodes towards the end of the track. And this was very unexpected, because usually when I listen to stuff like this, I expect all of it to be like all guns blazing, 0 to 100 real quick, real fast. But these guys just built that whole tension for like 3 whole minutes, and in the last 30 seconds it just goes apeshit. And I think the last track which I would like to speak about would be Worthless Cheaters, the last song on that album. Again, starts off in a typical power violence-y hardcore sort of fashion, and then goes into this pseudo groovy sort of breakdowny stuff without being cringy, if that makes any sense, because breakdowns at this point I associate with a lot of semi-generic sort of cringe fest, slowed down shit. But yeah, these guys managed to play around those elements like really well. And yeah, I'm just really happy that these guys released like one solid full-length album at this point in time. The artwork's kind of minimal and nice. The performances of each of the musician is top tier, especially the drums and the vocals. Now with the vocals, I'd say that it's a bit of an acquired taste, because Becca Cadalzo is not like your conventional power violence / hardcore vocalists who have this like gnarly semi sort of growl and gravel in their voice when they sing, and it's an out and out belting. Not to say that she cannot do it, but her vocal approach is very much like a clean singing, spoken wordy almost sort of delivery on this album particularly. It's like she's orating or over like a violent sort of soundscape that's going on the background, like she's like one news broadcaster sort of narrating shit. But it works, and in the more urgent moments she turns into like this squeaky sort of vocal delivery, which can put off certain people who may not enjoy this sort of vocal delivery. So it's an acquired taste in that aspect, but if you dig it, it just hits. Like, you can't mistake this band for any other, because there's no other band, to my knowledge at least, who sounds quite like them. Yes, the instrumentation and the music is very much in the realm of that power violence, hardcore punk sort of mix, but it's really the vocals that distinguish this band for me. And as a guy who loves these vocals, this album becomes like a very regular repeat sort of listen for me, and which is also one of the reasons why I wanted to cover these guys on this channel. Heavily underrated people, and I definitely recommend you guys check these guys out. Thank you.